taking over the world, one nerd at a time. Total Nerd Takeover.
Hello, Chris Gray here from TNerdT.com with another video review, and today I will be reviewing the Griffin heavy-duty military-grade Survivor case. Now, I've been using this case off and on for 2 years, and I swear that this is a very rugged case, covered in rubber, and it gives you protection against shock and drop, vibrations, sand, dust, and it's not waterproof, but it gives you resistance against rain, water, and some light snow. So let's take a look at this Griffin Survivor case. We'll open it up. I'll throw it on my iPhone 5S, and let's see how it looks. Okay, now it's time to unbox the Griffin Survivor case, the military duty case. Now, it said that this case was designed and independently tested to meet the conditions outlined by the U.S. Department of Defense. And it's MIL STD 810. I have no idea what that means, but I guess it's pretty important. It has an integrated display shield, which deflects wind and rain. It was tested up to 200 mile-an-hour winds for 1 hour. It has a rigid internal frame that protects against shocks and drops, and it was tested a drop of 6 foot onto concrete. That's 1.8 meters onto concrete. It has sealed ports that blocks blown sand and dust for up to an hour. It does fit the new iPhone 5S. The only problem is you do not get the touch screen, the touch sensor functionality. So let's open it up and see just how rugged this is. Okay, as you can see here, we have directions, but I don't use directions. Not to mention that I've already had this product. I've used this Griffin Survivor case on my current iPhone 5S. I've also used a very similar Griffin Survivor case on my iPhone 4 and 4S because my day job is very dirty, a lot of dust flying around, aluminum flying around, a lot of particles, and it can be quite a mess. So I wanted to keep my phone safe and protected. So it comes with a belt clip, which isn't really great, but it does do the job. I don't use this belt clip when I take it to work. I actually have it in a pouch that I use. This I use when I'm going out on the weekends or when I'm going around the house. But the belt clip swivels. You can see it's plastic. You know, what are you gonna do? It also has the ability to, you can lock the clip open and use it as a stand, or a stand like this, to hold the phone in a position so that you can look at, rest it on the table like this, or you can stand it up like this. Either way, it works like a stand. For a clip, just press here, and that releases the belt part of the clip. Works pretty good, although I wish that this would have been a little bit more stronger, a little more solid. I feel like if I twist hard enough, it's going to bend it and break it. Okay, so we're looking at this case, and it looks very rugged. We have some heavy-duty rubber on here. I guess that is for the shock and impact. Now, I also did a video not too long ago for the Griffin Survivor case, but it was for an iPad mini. Very similar in design. The design is similar. They have the heavy plastic on it as well, and of course, all of the ports are covered up. So as you can see, that there is a plastic panel here that protects the front of the device, the phone. This particular Survivor case is for the iPhone 5 or 5S. So here's the cover for the plastic. It's a clear plastic shield. Also has a shield up here. And there's a hole here because the button would be this piece of rubber right here. We have some kind of warning. Don't care about that. Now, how do we get this thing off? Because we have another inner piece of plastic that the phone rests in. So we're going to pull this rubber piece off here. Just pull it off like this. Don't worry about breaking it. It's pretty rubbery. It's pretty tough. And off it is. So there you have it. There's 3 pieces here. We have the hard plastic inner shell the phone will sit in. We have the outer rubber that this fits over top of the phone and the plastic shell. And to top it all off, we have the screen protection. Now let's throw the iPhone in it and see what it looks like. So I'm going to take my 5S here, and I always recommend doing this. Take a microfiber cloth, just wipe the back, just in case when you're moving it around. I'm sure there is some play in the case. You don't want anything to get scratched up. So we'll just wipe it in here real quick. There we go. That should be good. Just as a precaution. And I want to mention that I bought this Griffin Survivor case for $24.93 from Amazon. And it's originally listed at $49.99, so 50 bucks. So it's going for $24.93, half off. If you're in a position, if you work at a place where you have a very rugged, dangerous job, $25 for this case is a steal. Now, I would recommend taking your phone and inserting it sideways, taking the volume rocker and the mute button, the silence button, and putting that in first by going in on an angle like so. And then you're going to push it down and work it in, and you'll hear it clip in. Okay? So now the phone is clipped into the plastic. You can see a square cutout. Everything will be protected. Now, the next thing we want to put on is the rubber shield. So I usually start at the bottom, and I take the bottom of the phone and I work it into the bottom of the rubber. Pull up those flaps there, pull up the rubber sides. A little tricky. Grab the sides here, and you can see there's these plastic edges, and that's where this heavier rubber will just pull right over top of. Just like this. It's a little tricky to get it in the first time, but if you take your phone in and out of the case, it wears the rubber down a little bit, makes it a little bit easier. And don't be afraid to pull on this thing. It's pretty solid. Okay, and you're going to line up. There's a plastic tab here. See if you can see that. That lines up with a little slot in the rubber. Same thing over here and over here. And look at the back. It feels like it's bumped out. Well, just move your finger around here. There's a square piece that fits in that hole I showed you earlier. Okay, just like that. All right, and there you go. The phone is now in the inner plastic shield, and the rubber is now over top of the phone and the inner plastic shield. Last but not least, the screen cover itself. That's easy. Goes right on here like so. Press down on the bottom. Press down on the 2 corners here. Next top corners, and the very top. And now your phone is fully secured inside the Griffin Survivor case. And this is a rubber case. It's pretty solid. I like it for the fact that it's got all this rubber on it. Now, if you want to get to some of the portholes, because they are all covered. Now, the microphone down here, now when you make a phone call, it's going to sound a little bit muffly. But that's the price you pay when you want to keep dust and water particles out. Down in here, that speaker is protected. You can't really see it. It's very difficult to see, but there's a piece of like felt and plastic in there that keeps it safe. If you need to charge it, there's a flap right here that pulls off, and that's where the lightning connector would go. And right next to it is another flap that opens up, and that's where your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack is, which I don't ever use anymore. I use all Bluetooth. And then, of course, you have your lock button up here, and you have your volume rockers here. On the side, you have a flap that gets your mute switch. Just flap it back over, press it in, and you're good. On the back here, we have the camera pull-out. Now, the cool thing about this is it covers the camera completely until you need it. There's a little piece of rubber here that kind of protrudes off of it. So you grab that with your fingers, pull it off, twist it down, and now you have access to the camera and the flash. When you're done, just flip it back up, rub it back into place, press it back into place, and you're protected again. And there you go. For $25, this is a great case to have. Now we're going to put the clip on the front, and it kind of, you see that it's got like an angle here, and that fits on the bottom here where the lightning cable would go. And you just go like so, and then it clips and locks up here at the top. Not the best belt clip I've ever seen, especially with a heavy-duty rugged case like this. I was hoping to see something a little bit better from Griffin when it came to this piece. But all in all, I think this is a nerd-approved product. I've been using it now for 2 years on different phones that I've had, and it's protected each one of those phones. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped it in dust, dirt, concrete, hardwood. When my son had grabbed my phone one time and threw it across the room. The only thing I've never tested is water. This is not waterproof. It's water or rain resistant, but it's definitely not waterproof. If you drop this in a bucket, you're going to fry your phone. So do not try that. So in a previous video, I've had someone ask, can you please take the phone or the iPad out of that really convoluted case? So I'm going to completely take my phone out just so you guys can see. So now that the clip has been removed, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to pry this clip here on the side. There's one on the side here. Clip these off. Just like that with my fingers. Next two, same thing. Get my fingernails under there. Clip, clip. And the front comes off like that. Okay, that's the screen protector. Now to get the rubber off is really easy. You can either grab it from the bottom or the top corners. Either way, I'm going to grab it from the bottom in this case. And I'm just going to peel it off. Just like that. Peel off the sides. Peel off the top. Now to get your phone out, this is where it gets a little tricky. You want to be very ginger, very careful when you take the phone out this way. So what I do is I give it a slight twist and I push on this hole in the bottom. Slight twist. And then I push it out with the rest of the way with my fingers to this hole. And there it is. There's my iPhone. And it is unscratched. It is unscathed. It's a good product. I highly recommend the Griffin Survivor case. For 25 bucks from Amazon, I don't think you can go wrong if you need a case like this. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, please rate and subscribe it down below. And if you get a chance, head over to tnerdtea.com where you can check out our podcasts. We do a variety of different podcasts around the world of being a nerd. So go ahead and check it out, and we'll see you guys next time for another great video.